Hello grade 3 scientists, welcome to week 4 of our online learning program for this term. We are continuing with our solar system topic. So this is our second week of looking at the solar system. I have been very impressed with the work that you have done in the first week of our unit, so that was week 3, and we're in week 4 now. That's the second week of our unit. So the work that you have sent with lots of facts about the solar system was fantastic. I can see that a lot of learning has happened, and I'm very, very proud of that, because we will need a lot of facts and a lot of information as we move into our topic a bit more, and we're going to study how tides are formed, how day and night happens, about the seasons. So as we delve deeper into our unit, we will need a lot of facts about our solar system. So that is fantastic that you have already done that. So great job, keep up the good work. Right, our lesson objective for this week is to know how many planets are in our solar system, and also to know that Earth is the third planet in our solar system. So we know that there are 8 planets in our solar system, and that Earth is third from the Sun. I've got a few magnets that I've put on the board. It's really cool magnets of the different planets, and I've put them in order. Your task for this week is to label the planets on a poster. So you'll see on the slides that I have given you an image like this, but you have to recreate the poster yourself. So you're going to use your character strength of creativity and create a fantastic poster with great labels. It's very clear. Remember, you can add to it. So that is just the expectation from me is just to label it. But if you want to add and make it even better, fantastic. I know you are very good independent thinkers, and you like to put your own spin on things sometimes, which I love. So you can add information. You can be creative in how you design your poster. It is very important, however, that I do see the order of the planets, so in which order they are from the Sun, and also the names of the planets. Now, we are trying to keep as close as possible to the size of the planets. And we're going to go through a few facts of each planet in a minute. And you will see that even some of my pictures up here, they're not quite to scale. So we are trying to keep as true as possible to the scale of the different planets. Yes, so keep that in mind when you design your poster. So don't make Earth tiny and make Mercury much bigger than Earth. So that would not be true to scale. Okay, right. So let's get started. So this is your task at home. You're going to create a poster, and there's some labels, some words there that you can use for your labels, and you're going to design a fantastic poster. Right, now I would like to go through some facts of the planets and also the Sun, and see if we can have a better understanding of the different planets in our solar system. Right, I'm going to start off with the Sun. Right, and read a few facts about the Sun. So the Sun is right over there, and I've got the Sun and then all the planets next to it. But remember, the Sun is the center of our solar system. It's not on the left or on the right. It's actually in the middle. Right, everything else, all the planets and moons, they all orbit around the Sun. So the Sun is actually in the middle. Okay, the Sun doesn't move. All the planets and moons, they orbit around the Sun. Okay? All right, so let's learn a little bit more about the Sun. The Sun is a star found at the center of the solar system, and it makes around 99.86% of the solar system mass. So if you take the mass of everything in our solar system, in our solar system, planets, moons, you will find that the Sun takes 99.8 6% of the mass. So it is huge. It's by far the largest object in our solar system. So even just having that image there, I think the sun is much bigger if we had to look at this, the true scale, if you compare it to the size of Mercury, which is next to it. All right, so just bear that in mind when you design your poster. All right, I'm going to go on to our next, our first planet. I know there's a lot we can say about the sun. You can read these slides. I have attached them to the plan. So read them and see if you can find out a little bit more of the information that I've given you. Right, so the first planet is Mercury. The diameter of Mercury is 3,100 miles. Diameter is from the one side to the other side through the midpoint. So if I have a line through Mercury here from one side to the other side, through the middle. So it's not just the top, it's through the midpoint. Okay? So the diameter is a line through the middle of your planet or object, from one side to the other. So that gives us an idea of the size of the object. Okay? It orbits. It takes 88 days to orbit around the sun. Right? So you'll have lots of birthdays if you were to live on Mercury. Right? So every 88 days you'll have a birthday. The distance from the sun is 36 million miles. Now that sounds like a very, very long distance, doesn't it? But it's actually very close. It's too close. It's extremely hot. Right, so 36 million miles. And the distance from Earth is 57 million miles. Right, let's move on to our next planet, our second planet in our solar system is Venus. Venus is the hottest planet. Now, some people think, oh, Mercury is closest, so it should be the hottest. But no, Venus is the hottest. It's even hotter than Mercury. And the temperatures on the surface of Venus is up to 860 degrees Celsius. That is extremely hot. We complain if it gets hotter than 40 degrees. And if it gets 50 degrees in Dubai, it's extremely hot. So, so imagine 860 degrees Celsius. That's crazy. Nobody can survive that. There is no life at all on Venus, and life could never be supported there because of the extreme heat and the atmosphere. Okay, right. Our next planet is Earth. Earth is the third planet in our solar system. The diameter of Earth is 7,928 miles. So that is the line through Earth from one side to the other through the midpoint. And it orbits, it takes 365 days. We know as scientists that the accurate figure for this is actually 365 days and a quarter, right? So that's why we have leap year. Every 4 years, we add all those quarters and then we add an extra day, the 29th of February. That's our make-up day, right? So to make sure that our seasons will always still stay the same. Otherwise, over time, seasons will change completely because our days are not exactly the same as what it takes the Earth to orbit the Sun. So we have to add that extra day once in 4 years. Right, the distance from the Sun is 93 million miles. That's a very, very far way away. But it is just the right distance for us to be able to survive on Earth and to enjoy Earth and for lots of life to flourish here on Earth. So yeah, so that is perfect. Right, so read these slides. I'm not going to go through all of the information, otherwise this video will be a half an hour or longer. Right, our next planet. So the fourth planet is Mars. Mars' diameter is 4,200 miles, and it takes 687 days to orbit around the Sun, almost 2 years for us. So it takes longer to orbit around the Sun. Remember, it's got a further distance to go, because it's further away from the Sun, so it orbits, its path is much longer than the Earth has to travel. Right, so that is Mars. Now, the first 4 planets is also known as the inner planets. right? So that is Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. It's also known as the inner planets. And then after that, we get the outer planets. And just before I go on to the outer planets, I didn't talk about the moon. Now, we know we have a moon, and one moon, and our moon takes 28 days to orbit around us, okay, to orbit around the Earth. Right, and some planets have more moons than just one. All right, so let's continue with our fifth planet. That's Jupiter. And it takes 12 years for Jupiter to travel around, to orbit around the Sun. All right, so Jupiter is over here, this big guy here. It is 88,846 miles in diameter. It is much, much bigger than Mars or Earth. It is very, very big. Okay. Then I'm going to go on to, so that's Jupiter, then we're going to go on to Saturn. Saturn takes 29 and a half years for us, 29 and a half years to orbit around the Sun. So it doesn't travel very fast, does it? But it's also got a very far way to go. 29 and a half years. I'm glad I'm not living on that planet. I won't have many birthdays. Okay. Then Uranus. So Uranus is over here. That is our seventh planet from the Sun. And it takes 84 years to orbit around the Sun. And an interesting fact there for me was that the temperatures are minus 224 degrees Celsius. Wow, it gets very, very cold. And the reason for that, it's very far away from the Sun. It's, where are we? Oh, here. It's 1,782 million miles away from the Sun. So it doesn't get a lot of heat. So it's very, very cold. Very, very cold. And it's made up of poisonous gases, ammonia and methane. Right, so that is a gas giant. And then we've got our furthest planet is Neptune. And Neptune is... here we go. This is different from the Sun. All right. Neptune is minus 218 degrees Celsius. Neptune is one of the four gas giants. Like Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, it is composed only of gas. So that is our outer planets, the gas giants. Right. So, boys and girls, I hope that made sense to you, and the order of the planets and the names of the planets. So your task is to create a poster of your own to illustrate the position of the different planets in our solar system. You can be as creative as you want to be. I really look forward to seeing photos of your work, and then you can email that to me, as always, at rinus.stein@ais.ae. Have fun, and I hope you do lots of learning. Take care of yourself. See you next week.